So, good morning, bachcho, and I am here with the Indian Express newspaper, and today's date is 11th November 2025. Okay, so आज हम लोग हैं इंडियन एक्सप्रेस न्यूज़पेपर के साथ और ये है हमारा फर्स्ट स्लाइड. दिस इज द फर्स्ट स्लाइड. I already make a lot of drawing in it. Okay, so let's read each and every important news of today, and if you want the PDF, then please comment down. I will provide you the PDF also. Okay, so several injured, suffered burns, no splinter wounds, say police. Many vehicles caught fire. Okay, 9 killed in car blast near Red Fort, probing all angles, says Saha as NIA NSG move in. ओके सो ये कार ब्लास्ट जो हुआ है नियर रेड फोर्ट एट दिल्ली न्यू दिल्ली सो दिस इज द न्यूज अबाउट दैट एंड there are 9 people who killed due to this blast. This is the main news where the blast occurred when slow moving vehicle stopped at traffic signal. This is the main thing that is said by the police. Okay, so at least 9 people were killed and several injured in a blast in a moving car outside gate number 1 of the Red Fort metro station in the capital on Monday evening. There was no official confirmation on what caused the blast. Union Home Minister Amit Shah said the investigation agency were probing all angles and not ruling out any possibility. Okay, the vehicle identified as a Hyundai i20 was tracked to a Gurgaon resident who is learned to have during questioning that he said he had sold it to someone else. Okay, so the vehicle is learned to have changed hands as couple of time with the last owner being identified as a president of Pulwama in Jammu Kashmir. Okay, a preliminary. Do you know the preliminary? The meaning of preliminary? You all heard about this word. It came from the word prelims. Okay, so it shows a preliminary investigation indicated that the vehicle had been parked near the Red Fort area for above 3 hours before it was driven out. Speaking to reporter after visiting the blast site, Delhi Police Commissioner Satish Golsha said that a slow moving vehicle stopped at the traffic signal near gate number 1 of Red Fort metro station. Following means if you want detailed news, go to the page number 2. This is the main thing that is written here, and this news say about that जो blast हुआ है at Delhi near the Red Fort. Okay, एंड जो 9 लोग मरे उसमें होम मिनिस्टर विजिट पे गए और इन्वेस्टिगेशन में सपोर्ट भी किए और उन्होंने कहा है कि नॉट रूलिंग आउट एनी पॉसिबिलिटी. ओके, सो दिस ऑल थिंग्स आर रिटन हियर, and if you want detailed one then please go to the another slide, and we are going to the another slide and we will see this news in detail in the another slide. Okay, so prop tax journey of this journey is about what? Just sec. Okay, where prop tracks journey of car. Pulwama resident bought I-20 last month. Okay, 350 kg explosives, AK-47. Jammu and Kashmir cop sees arms from doctor's Faridabad home. Okay, if I see any relevant news, I will explain in detail in Hindi or in English also. So please catch all the important news because it's important for UPSC, SSC, and other exams. Okay, so read it in detail. How probe into posters for Jash in Srinagar led police to doctor in UP. Okay. So the another news is buried under Nepal's snow, a man daughter who took on Himalaya. Okay, buried matlab दफना देना. Okay, so the Nepal but it means a man and buried their daughter in Nepal snow at Himalaya. Okay, I think they visited Himalaya, and this incident happened by the far in happened on Himalaya, means at Nepal. Okay, so the this is the another page. Okay, so nine killed in car blast near Red Fort. Okay, so this is the main news. What it shows, we are just skimming it, not reading line by line, where two or three people were in car inside. Okay, he said, and we notified the agents, all agencies concerned, Delhi police, and these are the NSG commandos. I think the NSG means very National Self Guard. This is the full form, I think. Okay, so monitoring the situation, they are investing the cows behind the explosion, he said, where six cars, four motorcycles, and three e-rickshaw caught fire after the blast, source said. Okay, remember the number of vehicles? Don't remember, just read out so that you get a normal general idea. Okay, so yaad rakha karo, remember it. Or what is another one? In this evening around 7 p.m., where the Honda I-20 car blast at the Subhas Marg tariff signal near Red Fort in New Delhi. Within 10 minutes, receiving the information of the blast, team from the Delhi Crime Branch and Delhi Special Branch arrived at the spot. The National NSG Commandos and NIA team, along with the FSL, have started through investigation. Okay, so according to order of the government, they all examined the CCTV cameras and spoken Delhi CP and special branch. This is the word said by Shah. Okay, so this is the word, all thing is written here. And what Shah said, PM Modi had spoken to him, and he briefed him about the blast. Okay, in the post of X, Modi said condolences to those who have lost their loved ones in the blast in Delhi early this evening. Okay, may the injured recovered. Okay, earliest those affected are being assisted by authorities. Reviewed the situation with Home Minister Amit Shahji and other officials. Okay, so seven fire tenders were rushed to the spot. Okay, so these are the timing that is written here, and the damage. The distance of damage is nearly 100 meters away from the blown. Okay, so just a sec. So this all thing is here. Damaged car parts landed 200 meters away. Okay, high alert has been sounded across Delhi and several other cities. Okay, so this is the main news that is written here. And the Red Fort metro station is the only main road and between Delhi Gate in central Delhi and Kashmir Gate to the north. Okay, so it is the opposite the road leading to Chandni Chowk and is around 1.5 kilometer from Jama Masjid. The old Delhi railway station is around 2 kilometer away. The site of the blast is directly opposite to the pedestrian stretch of Chandni Chowk. So there is a long quick outside the market, means there is बहुत हल्ला एकदम rushing hours. There is long quick. This is the main thing written in the parking area, as everyone is trying to get to the car and exit as quickly as possible. Okay, so restriction were imposed on entry to the metro station. So Delhi police has restricted entry exit at gate number 1 and 4 at Lal Kila. However, metro vehicle are running normally throughout the network. The Delhi Metro Rail Corporation DMRC said in a statement. Okay, so this is the main news, and this all thing about there is no evidence that it is a terrorist attack or there is bomb in a car. There is no this type of nothing word is shown here. Okay, so we just conclude from reading this article or news that due to some accidental uh, accidental thing. The car get blast and the another car जो उसके अगल बगल में था, all the car nearby it, they all get just get in get in the fire just because वो आग के लपेट में आ गया, ठीक है, and they all get fire and that and the blast happen in all cars. Okay, so what another news? JLN Stadium. Okay, it's about JLN Stadium. It's just a detailed news of first. Okay, so this is also about the Delhi where Pulwama resident about I-20 week earlier. This is about the car. This is the name of I-20. Okay, probe into poster for Jaish in Srinagar. Okay, death penalty to Yasin Malik. NIA urges High Court not to hear plea to open court. Okay, 350 kg explosive AK-47. Okay. Man with 50,000 bounty shot dead in Hapur encounter. Jubilee Hills by poll ignite. Telangana politics become prestige battle. Okay. Disruption in house not good for democracy said by Birla. Okay. So blast outside the Red Fort. It is the slide of the newspaper. Means सोचो ये कितना, it's a huge news, कितना बड़ा ये news है that it is in a special page of this newspaper. This type of no page is there, but this is a special page. Means this blast is too much है, मतलब इसको इग्नोर करना ही किसके, दिस इज द मिस्टीरियस, एक अजीब सा है, ठीक है, एक राज की तरह है. सो लेट्स रीड इट इन डिटेल व्हाट इज रिटन हियर. फर्स्टली रीडिंग द हेडलाइंस. सो अवॉइड रूमर्स, मेंटेन पीस, says CM as condolence pour in. Okay, this is the thing that is said by the CM. On the top we talk about the Amit Shah, the home minister's word, and here we are talking about the CM's word. Okay, what CM said means Delhi CM Rekha Gupta. We all know the name because we already read her name again and again in each and every newspapers. Okay, so first responder recall moment after blast, ran toward the site, began pulling bodies out of the car. Okay, a boom damaged car body parts. People inside temple recount horror. Okay, so no splinter wounds, no crater at a spot said by police. Blast outside Red Fort. I think it's also about blast outside Red Fort. It's also okay. It's a dangerous news. I know. Let's read it. Constant ringing in my ears. At Lok Nayak Hospital, beds filled up, victims with burn wound. There are 9 killed. Then how the beds are filled means the situation is getting worse, or at that time the situation is much more worse than we think. क्योंकि beds are filled. This word is too much dangerous. Means ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा death हुई है जितना I think imagine करने से ज़्यादा death, or with people are getting much more injured there. Okay. So, hey, why these areas are highlighted? Chandni Chowk Road, blast site near Red Fort Metro. Okay. Oh, this is the location. This is the location in context of map. Okay. So where is exactly this happened? Okay. Read it in detail. I already read about this news in detail also. But if you want, then read it in detail. Death and despair as families throng emergency room. Okay. Saw body part flying out of the car. Oh God, I ran. Witnesses recall chaos of the moment. ओ भाई मीन्स सोचो कितना बड़ा एक्सप्लोजन हुआ है एट दैट टाइम व्हेन द एक्सप्लोजन हैपेंड. जो बॉडी पार्ट है लोगों के वो भी फ्लाई कर रहे हैं आउट ऑफ द कार. मीन्स जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट ब्लास्ट द पार्ट ऑफ बॉडीज आर जस्ट ब्रेक डाउन इन पीसेज and that pieces are just flying out of the car. This is the main thing that is written here. So Means one of the dangerous incident happened. No one think about this. Okay, the blast took place near gate number 1. Okay, this is the address. We are reading again and again about the address, and these are the victims. Not they are witnesses. I'm sorry, I told about the victims because no one is victim there. There is witnesses and who says about this news. Okay, this is about the city where minimum temperature falls to 10.4 degrees Celsius, nearly 4 degrees Celsius below normal. Delhi sees coldest morning of season. Air quality index is still very poor. Okay, my daughter breathes this air every day. Don't have the option to leave. Okay, means it's another side of Delhi where this incident happened, and this is the another side where the air quality index is getting much worse than, means एक level होता है air quality index का. I think it's सबसे नीचा जो air quality index होता है वो 400 AQI होता है. दिल्ली AQI जो सबसे very poor से भी very poor उसके नीचे देखो यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है सीवर. जो सीवर है एयर क्वालिटी इंडेक्स उससे भी ज्यादा नीचे जा चुका है. मतलब सोच सकता है कोई इंसान, बट स्टिल दिल्ली इज नॉट इन टॉप 10. ओके, स्टिल दिल्ली is not in top 10. I think in top 1 the city of Rajasthan, and at that city the air quality index is very worse than Delhi. Okay, so but still I say that the air quality index is really worst in Delhi. Okay, so 2020 riot. Just a sec. What does it say? 2020 Riot's court sets aside order on probe against Kapil Mishra. Okay. Another news is about the Kejriwal. Okay. And Sisodia move High Court against summons over Fasi Ghar Ro. Okay. Today is Guru Tegh Bahadur Jayanti, I think. The symbol of sacrifice, peace, and humanity. Okay, it's not Jayanti, it's a martyrdom. Okay, so let's move on to the another one. This is about the Bihar Assembly election, and this give you the detailed explanation of Bihar election, what is happening in Bihar. So read it in detail if you want know about Bihar politics. Okay. This is about the politics page. So where 53 project pending since 1996 shows RTI, right to information data, right to information, were obtained by the Indian Express. Okay, so Bihar's track record, 3 railway ministers and 28-year wait for lines. Okay, a road show by RJD, Imamganj candidate Ritu Priya Chaudhary. Manji in tough fights as liquor ban leads to discontent. RJD's Manoj Jha seeks gender-wise voter data for Bihar first phase. Okay. Bihar votes today in phase 2 of assembly polls. Tejaswi press conference in silence period shows he has admitted defeat, said by Prasad. In Sasaram, RLM Chief Upendra Kushwaha fight for family name. This is also about the politics where new scheme for subsidized ration. Imagine if it stops one day. Assam CM hike aid for families. Okay. Blast near Red Fort. Condolences pour in from across globe over death. Okay. Finally, we are at the editorial page where it give you the detailed explanation of King Rise and Fall. Just don't burn the painting in the Louvre. That's all, said by Annie Rice. Okay. Hmm. So the main topic of today's editorial is about India Bhutan story offers lesson for managing asymmetric relationship. Okay, so this is the story about the relationship about the India and Bhutan. This is by Raja Mandala by C राजा मोहन और ये जो ऑथर है ये रेगुलरली किसी न किसी तरह का आर्टिकल एक अच्छे टॉपिक में एट ए गुड टॉपिक ही प्रोवाइड अस. Okay, and let's read it because it's give you a lot of information. Okay, so the end of the Cold War. I'm sorry. Bhutan's democratic turn and its growing international engagement demanded a relationship grounded in sovereign equality. Okay, so Raja Mohan, Raja Mandala, just want to say, PM Modi visited to Bhutan today, underlines the quite resilience of one of the one of India's most successful partnership. ठीक है, भूटान और इंडिया का एक बहुत अच्छा पार्टनरशिप है और इन टुडे मोदी विजिटेड भूटान. ओके, and enduring. Okay, and union means continuous adapting bond that thrives despite vast asymmetry in size and these significant changes in the regional environment amid the perennial. Okay, perennial means lagatar, amid the perennial gloom about Delhi's regional diplomacy. Okay, so India Bhutan stories stand out as a reminder that mutually respectful and productive neighborhood ties as possible. It is a moment of optimism for Indian diplomacy. Okay, the visit comes as the Himalayan kingdom pursue economic diversification and a wider international profile. Okay, it reaffirms India's commitment to Bhutan's scrutiny. I think, sorry, it's a security. Tell me the meaning of scrutiny. I already told about this word in yesterday's class, where scrutiny means inspection. Okay, but here it is talking about the Bhutan security and development and its continuous confidence in India as its principal partners. Okay, its exposition of Buddha relics from uh, Piparwaha in Bhutan this week is a vivid example of the enduring and deep spiritual ties between Delhi and Thimphu. Okay, so I already read about the front line so that you will get the idea what is written inside it and what are the topic of that relation. Everything is written here, so read it. Okay, if I forgot any line. Okay, so Modi 2-day trip invites reflection on how this exception relationship evolved, how it modernized in 2007, and what lesson it offers for India's wider neighborhood diplomacy. Okay, so India and Bhutan relation was led in 1949 Treaty of Friendship. Okay, where the Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru essentially continued that approach when he signed security treaties with three Himalaya states, Bhutan, Nepal, Sikkim, during 1949-50. Under this treaty, Bhutan agreed to be guided by India. Okay, and India promised not to interfere in the internal affairs of Bhutan. Okay, this is the promise that is made by the Indian CM in contest of all Indians. Okay, so the main thing that is written about the United States, the Soviet Union, and the China. These are the other global power. Okay, so the protectorate model collapsed eventually. Okay, so Delhi, Nepal did or being absorbed by Sikkim, India, like Sikkim, which maturity of leadership is both capital and their recognition of the shared strategic stakes ensured broad political stability. India helped Bhutan, okay, builds its administrative institution, train its armed force, and develop its economy. Hydropower corporation, okay. So in in turn, learn to resist the temptation, okay, to deal with Thimpu with a heavy hand. So this is the main idea of today's this article, where they mainly talk about the relationship with India and Bhutan, and how other global powers also help in or giving support to the nations. Okay, and what are the main points they only talking about in this relation? And during the visit of PM Modi, how they all talk about the mutual understanding of the important topics, each and everything. Okay, so this is the thing that is written here, and look at the line where it's written about the hydropower. So okay, here. So through new hydropower project, cross-border railway link, digital initiatives with education cooperation. These are the main three topics they are mainly talking about. Okay, so read it, and I already told about you that what are the main point for that meeting between India and Bhutan. Okay, so these are all enough. If you want much more idea, then read each line in detail. Okay, let's move on to the another one. Protest for clean air was seen, now must be heard. On stray dogs, Supreme Court undoes its fine balance. With fewer doctors becoming a specialist, a crisis blow looms. Our silence on sudden shows a hierarchy of empathy. This is the idea page. Okay. This is about the politics, where Supreme Court to hear on November 17 contempt plea against Telangana Speaker. Modi begins two-day Bhutan visit today, will inaugurate hydro project. Okay. Content team in place. Central Vista Museum awaits a narrative. Vast opportunities for India Angola to deepen economic ties. Murmu. Shah targets set target of one cooperative bank per city, launch two apps. UPCM says singing Vande Mataram must in school colleges. Kerala local polls in Delhi in December. Okay, just a sec. Mm, this is the time of my alarm. Let's read the another one. So it's a crucial test before assembly battle. It's about the nation. Okay. COP30 begin in Belém, Brazil. Finance trade key agenda item. Climate meet likely to be stormy. Lucknow's RSS building among spots surveilled by accused ATS. 16 houses gutted in Himachal village. Okay. From cyber slave to con man. Men held in 46 lakh fraud. This is also about the nation. Okay, it's about the Mamta, means Bengal, where the Mamta plays 27-acre cricket stadium in Richa's name. Okay, this is the explanation page. This mainly explain the policy science. Okay, so the policy, what government's AI guidelines mean for tech regulation. Okay, the another one about science, how James Watson helped unravel the double helix. New fund to protect tropical forest and why it is being criticized. All about book prize, the most prestigious award for fiction book. This is about the world where former Al Qaeda affiliated had $10 million US bounty of head. Trump hosts Syria leader in first of its kind meet. Okay, US officials in Israel for talks on complex second phase of truce. US Senate compromise sets stage for end to government shutdown. US strike drug carrying vessels in Pacific Gulf 6. Sudan fighting displaced 2,000 people in 3 days. Okay. Known for kleptocratic rule and violence, Indonesia Suharto is now national hero. So this is about the economy. Finance Minister meets economist, academicians, farmer association, and agriculture economist. Okay, so focus on domestic manufacturing MSMEs as financial minister holds pre-budget meet. Read this news in detail. It's give you a lot of ideas. Okay, so let's read it. Amid a volatile global economic environmental buffeted by the US trade war, tweaking current policies to boost domestic manufacturing with a special focus on the small medium business and the flagship production linked initiative full form of PLI, okay, were among the key and the suggestion made by the economist at pre-budget meeting chaired by finance minister. Okay, and ahead of the presentation of union budget 26-27 in February, this meeting was attended by 19 leading economists and academicians. The government capital expenditure on infrastructure and other heads was taken note of. Okay, so digital infrastructure and research and development, a person aware of the deliberation said on condition of anonymity. So the sources told the Indian Express that it was expressed that there is an underlying need for a manufacturing policy which can take care of the MSME sector where employment, technology upgradation, and reduce import dependence. So the finance minister mm, and the officials, including Economic Affairs Secretary Anuradha Thakur and Chief Economic Advisor V. Anant Nageswaran. Remember the name, okay? Economic Affairs Secretary Anuradha Thakur and CEA Chief Economic Advisor V. Anantha Nageswaran. Later in the day, Susita Raman, Finance Minister, held a second pre-budget meeting with representatives from Farmer Associated and Agriculture economists. At the first, they reduce the reduction in the personal income tax and goods and services GST rates. They suggested measures of indirect tax front where the great focus on research and development. Their mainly focus is on okay. Hmm. So they recommended another source, and these all data source that the mainly focuses on public sector investment, and this emphasized in Monday's meeting. Okay, the problem with the debt to GDP is central government's control, and the GDP ratio was highlighted by the participant. That is obvious a concern Okay, the central government and this issue be dealt with finance commission, the source said, which is expected to come down to 4.4%. The center is aiming to lower its debt ratio to 49.51% by March 2031. Okay, so according to this discussion, the US trade war for domestic export, especially micro, small, and medium enterprises, goods from India, which was one of the first country to enter into trade negotiation with US. Okay, and India's GDP has been on the up recently, April to June, unexpectedly high 7.8%. Okay, so these all are the data where the last month IMF GDP forecast for India 26.7 by 20 basis point BPS, and similarly reduction, but the World Bank IMF also raised the forecast. Forecast means pre-assuming about the future. See the current fiscal by 20 BPS. Okay, so the IMF now sees India's GDP grow 6.6% in 25-26. The RBI India forecast growth of 6.8%. So this is by IMF. Okay, it's not about today, it's about the forecast rate of 25-26. Okay, so let's read the another one. Unemployment rate in July to September falls to 5.8%. Shares of urban salaried jobs rise. Okay, Britannia Industries Managing Director Varun Berry quits SEBI's high-level panel on conflict of interest disclosures summit report. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation pilot survey. Do Indians feel safe walking alone at night in their neighborhood? Depends on how you ask or calculate. So finally, we end today's session. I read all the important one, all the important headlines, and each and everything. So if you liked it, if you like this session, then please like, share, and subscribe. Okay, and thank you for watching. If you want PDF, I will definitely provide you in the description box. So bye bye. Take care, all of you.